welcome to Journey Teacher Talk with Sean and Steph.
Sean and Steph.
Yeah, today we're in chapter 4, the creation era. So we've broken it down. We're in the Old Testament.
We're in the
historical books section, and we are in the creation era.
Yeah.
So this era covers creation, shocker.
Yeah.
The fall, the flood, and the Tower of Babel.
It's a lot of ground to cover.
The beginning of the nations. Yeah, just a couple things.
Just a
happened.
few
It's fine.
important elements.
Yeah, I mean, just creation itself is just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Right? Like Max is describing how our galaxy is in this universe so big that we use this term light year to describe the distance, because otherwise the miles would just be completely incomprehensible.
Unfathomable.
Right?
Yeah.
He was saying if you shoot a gun whose bullet would travel around the world at the speed of light, the bullet would go around the world and pass through you 7 times in 1 second. That's how insanely large and insanely fast a light year is, right? And then we use that to measure the vastness of the universe that God created, right? It's just mind-blowing.
I want to know, how did we even learn to measure that? Like, how did we even measure that it's like 186,282 miles per second? Like, who clocked that?
Somebody with a really quick thumb.
How did we even do that? Really quick thumb. Did you ever do that with stopwatches when you were a kid? I was the geek who was like, I would take the stopwatch and I would want to see how fast like my thumb could do it. Be like, that's another freebie for you, a little trivia here with Teacher Talk. Yeah, so it is stunning, and my takeaway here, and also my encouragement to you, Journey Church or anybody who's walking through this book, is actually on in the creation subsection. He points out that Adam and Eve are created in the image of God, and then that the image is not a physical likeness but a personal and spiritual likeness. And it reminded me, and I want to encourage you to do this, to do something called read against the grain. Ask questions of the text, like debate, talk with, because sometimes we'll read things like that and say, oh yeah, that makes sense. But forgetting that it was Adam, male and female first. Eve didn't even have the name Eve until after the fall. And so it was really like they lived in a sense of unity and connection, that they were both named Adam. If God's walking through the garden and he says Adam, they both looked up, male and female. And so we don't even get the distinction of Eve, her name, until after the fall. There's a separation that's now created between those two. And so I want to encourage you to read against the grain in this book. I read against the grain in the Bible. I'm constantly asking questions of Holy Spirit, sometimes myself, of what's happening here. Is that rendered well? Did that translate well from the original languages? Engage your brain in this process, because sometimes there's questions to be asked that will lead us into truer truths.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today, guys.
Woo.
We're so excited to be doing this with you. As always, if you have any questions, comments, we'd love to hear from you. May you delight in his face as you delight in his word.
See you tomorrow.